Good morning, everybody. JohnnyJans here once again, continuing my series of visiting all the Walt Disney World resorts from value to deluxe and everywhere in between. And once again, we are going in between because today we are crossing over to Old Mexico at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, which is a very interesting resort because it's almost like two resorts merged into one. So we're going to check out the theming of Mexico. It's almost Christmas, so I'm sure they have a tree. I want to go see that, and I want to go try to find just what makes staying at Coronado Springs so special when you seem so far away from the rest of the parks. So I invite you to join me as we head inside and do some meandering around. Welcome to Disney's Coronado Springs. Like I said, it's the home of almost two resorts. Not only do they have a giant resort that seems to be spread out for ages, they also have a giant tower that they just erected connecting the resort. But we're going to start off this morning with heading into the old style. What you're about to see is where the old check-in area, if you were just a guest here at Coronado Springs, that you would enter. And we're right here on the Porcashire. This is where everybody would pull up. Normally, this would be a hustle and bustle of activity, but not anymore because this is really only used for conventions. So let's go inside and see what the old Coronado Springs has to offer, especially if you were coming in on some kind of convention on this side of the resort. I mean, you could still walk in here anyway, even if you're a regular guest, but right now this is pretty much servicing conventions. There's a fountain inside the lobby. You're going to see a lot of fun fountains here at Coronado Springs. This is definitely the resort of fountains, and we're starting things off with one in the lobby. It looks wonderful. Love the pineapple at the top. And it has been definitely refurbished and remodeled because it did not look this nice back in the day. It actually just had a long counter here where you would actually check in for your resort. But now they turned this whole space into this wonderful seating area, lots of workstations, especially if you're here on business. And talk about Christmas overload. It looks amazing. What beautiful wreaths and things hanging from the rafters. They even got a Christmas tree over here by the convention signage. Well, look at this wreath right there. First, I gotta stop and look at the wreaths, see if there's any particular theming. Just looks like a lot of stars going on over there. And then here is the Christmas tree. I don't know if this is like the main Christmas tree. I doubt it. I bet they have a better one over in the lobby. But here's the old front desk Christmas tree. I think it's funny that in here, the only kid area where kids can sit and watch something is just in the corner, and there's 4 little stools. But then again, this isn't really the area where kids are gonna hang out because you're probably here on business. And I mean, look at this table. A lot of business can be conducted here because look at the ports they have available for charging and beyond. And it's right outside the gift shop of Panchitos there. One of the 3 caballeros, one of the birds. This gift shop is for the birds. Okay, making my way just off from the gift shop right now. There's a long hallway, but before I head on down, there's a Rick's Cafe, which is basically a little quick grab and go area. If you want to pick up a pastry or some coffee or something like that, you're gonna come here. Not really to dine and sit down, but just a quick grab and go. We're entering in the big area where you could come eat. Remember, we're on the convention wing, so it's gonna be a lot more catered for conventions. But here, in this tower-looking thing, is Rick's Sports Bar and Grill. What used to be called the Pepper Market is now the El Mercado. Hey, it rhymes. It's the El Mercado de Coronado. It rhymes. And this is your quick service area where you're going to get more food cooked for you, but you're going to get a quick service setting. So that's fun. Remember how I said that this used to be the Pepper Market? Well, you have a little Easter egg peppered in the sign right there. off into the back where we're gonna find the signature restaurant back here. We've got the Maya Grill. I just want to see if I can go inside and just show you how cool it looks in here, at least a little bit. There's a chain here, so I can't go all the way, but they've got a nice Christmas tree back there, and it looks like you stepped into a Mayan temple indeed. Look at the lighting. You can eat and explore. Fun. Moving over to the Piste de Resistance, the signature thing here at Coronado Springs, what it's all about. It is the convention center decorated for Christmas. Welcome to the convention center. It's big. Whoa. Looks like today they're hosting the Gary Sinise Foundation, which is one of my favorite actors because he's from Apollo 13 and Forrest Gump. He also used to narrate Mission Space back in the day. And they have a Snowball Express 2023 convention going on. So there's always something happening here. And it's kind of cool that they could have a resort just basically for conventions, so they could have these big happenings that doesn't affect the guest flow. And that's why they built the tower. So all the regular Walt Disney World guests can hobnob over at the tower, and they can really focus this area on the conventions. Looking at the schedule for this Gary Sinise conference going on here. Just want to see if actually Gary Sinise was actually going to speak here. I don't see him speaking at the event, but I do see something really, really fun. At 7 p.m. they got the Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan band. How epic would it be to see that? Now we have just seen what Coronado Springs offers conventions, and back in the day, that would have been everything as far as your main check-in experience and things to do at the front desk area. But now it's time to stroll on up to the big signature tower in the middle of the lake. And I am of course talking about the Grand Destino Tower over this epic landscape of the waterway. There's old Coronado, and here is new Coronado. And here is what, if you are just a regular Walt Disney World guest, your experience is probably going to be like as we go inside the entrance of this most awesome tower. I like that they have this one bench outside sitting by itself just outside their grand portraiture. It's huge, and you kind of just chill here and stare at the building. But there's also like a little cool fountain. This place has a lot of fountains. Coronado Springs, home of fountains. Real quick before I head on inside the tower now, if you're going to catch a bus, just located here on the right side is going to be your bus stops to take you anywhere out into Walt Disney World that you want to go. Also, if you are not staying in the tower, which is possible, it doesn't mean you're definitely going to stay in the tower. If you're staying out at one of the hotel areas, they have these little bus ports at the end of each parking lot, much like Caribbean Beach. All right, starting things off the portraiture here. One of the largest portraitures I think I've ever seen here at Walt Disney World. We're gonna enter in to the lobby area. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas because there's a tree and lights in the lobby. Wow, this is a very spacious lobby, you can tell already. I like the lamps hanging as if it's Animal Kingdom Lodge or something to light your way home. Not part of the Christmas decorations. I think these are always there, but the backlighting is, they definitely lit the area red and green for Christmas time. That's fun. And this is a very large, spacious lobby, which is good because you don't want to run into people as you're hustling, bustling to check in around. And I told you they had a Christmas tree, and man, do they have a Christmas tree. Look at that, it's huge. You can tell there's people down there to put it to scale. It is a very large tree. It makes you wonder just how do they get that in here and build it. Amazing. And located in the back of the check-in area, they have those fancy tables like we saw at the convention area. But check out the awesome Christmas lighting. So obviously they can change the lighting depending on the mood and the season right there. Just looking around at the lobby though, because like I said, this place caters to conventions. It really looks all business. It doesn't look like home and welcoming. So if you're staying here, it's probably for business, or you just couldn't find another hotel. I want to take a moment and discuss the uniqueness of the elevator system here in the Grand Destino town, or Coronado Springs. It's the only elevator I've ever seen in my life that you have to push outside where you want to go. It's so weird. So if you want to go to the 7th floor, you physically got to step outside the elevator and then push your destination, and then it'll take you. I don't know why that is. It's like the world's backwards elevator to me. It's so strange. Then in you go to the elevator, and it's so weird because I want to come over here and push a button, but I've already made my choice. If you change your mind in this elevator, you're going on a trip. And I'm going on a trip to the top right now, or the 3rd floor, I guess. See, I don't even understand. I only pushed the 16th. I'm by myself, and it stopped at the 3rd floor. I guess someone else on the 3rd floor must have pushed it, but no one's there. So anyway, we are rocketing our way up to 16, where they have a signature restaurant at the top of the tower. Crazy. There we go. So there's no rooms up here. This is where they have the restaurant known as Toledo's at the very top. And this is all we're gonna see because it is closed right now. It's also super echoey in here. So there's A. I think it's gonna open up for me maybe, hopefully. There it goes. Just like that. I'm gonna begin my descent back down. All right, getting off the Wonka elevator, as I like to call it now. And let's walk into the lower level where we have all of these things waiting for us. Like I said, you can go outside to all the different areas, but this is where I'm gonna take a look at that Christmas tree. After I look at the art on the wall, I found the Mickey. It's like blowing apart there, it's fun. Okay, so here is the bottom part of the lobby, and I'm heading right to the Christmas tree because it is epic. Look at the size of this tree. No Mexican flair that I see other than lights. I don't really know if that's distinctly Mexican, but a very nice Christmas tree and a very tall Christmas tree, indeed. Also, there's places to sit down here to get comfy, which is cool. Very business though. Very, very cold, very solid, not cold temperature, just the style of the floors and the walls and everything. And look at the bar though. Talk about color. Everything's all white, and then suddenly you look over here and it just pops. So this is one epic bar, one poppin' bar. It's like the world of color down here. It's amazing. One of the best things about this being a business area though is all the seats are provided with USB ports so you can charge your phone while you sit. I mean, that is amazing right there. And we're coming to another first on the moderate resort list. This is our first fitness center for a Walt Disney World moderate resort happening right in there. See how it just blends that deluxe style? You wouldn't think that you'd find a fitness center. And there's another thing you wouldn't think you'd find here at Coronado Springs. It has a spa. Welcome to La Vida, which is the first spa at a Disney moderate level resort. Actually, I think it's the only spa at a Disney moderate level resort. Probably caters because of the convention thing that they get to have a spa. Stepping outside to Coronado Springs, we're gonna go and have a look at the pool. But according to this map, we can see the layout, and this place is massive. So my advice to you, if you can stay here, if you're staying as a resort guest, if you can stay in the tower, it's probably the best. If you stay outside the tower, you might stay out here at the Castitas or the Ranchos or even the Cabanas, which can be quite a walk. But speaking of walk, we are going to take the path now and head over to the feature pool, which is the dig site. Also, because it's a huge resort, that means they're gonna have a huge running trail. And here it is, pretty much around the entire lake. And look at the size of this resort. There's so much more beyond the tower. Let's look at this fountain. It's actually bubbling. Looks like something out of the Bellagio or something. What an entertaining fountain. I love this place and its fountains. Another fountain inside Castitas here, all by its lonesome. And probably one of the neatest fountains yet over here at Casitas. Look at this awesome lion fountain with lions just lying around, shooting in the water. This is a giant fountain. Look at this. You'd think it was a swimming pool. It's crazy. Look at all the lines. This is probably my favorite fountain I've seen here at Coronado Springs. This takes the cake. And I love lions and fountains. So best of both worlds. Out here in the outskirts of the rooms, I'm actually in the Ranchos area. Not much to look at. Feels like a desert oasis indeed, complete with cacti. Yes, the dig site pool, properly named so because it feels like you came upon an ancient excavation, archaeological dig of some sort, even an ancient city, a Mayan or Aztec city. We're at the lost city of Cibola right here. You can actually see the ruins. And as we meander on over here, we have a freaking Aztec temple right there. Look at that. That's not a slide. It'd be really cool if it was, like something out of Atlantis. That's just the fountain overlooking the pool. But the cool thing is the water actually protrudes down the stairs and into the pool area. Yeah, there is a slide off to the right there. So you can kind of go up into the temple structure. I think it's called the Jaguar slide. And then slide on down like a jaguar, I guess, into the water. Now, one thing I love about getting here early to film the pools is that no one's here yet. I mean, the pool's not even open, so you get these grand views of the pools to really take it in. And from this perspective, you can just see how large their pool is. It's not deep water, it's still shallow, but it is big, and it has to be to fit all the conventions and going-ons here at Coronado Springs. But look at the temple. Really makes me want to climb those stairs. You're not allowed to, but you could definitely see the draw when you stare at those flowing fountain steps. Also, adjacent from the pool, there's other fun activities, and we've got ping pong tables and the Explorer's Playground. And it is an explorer's playground indeed, because there are a lot of fun things to explore. Check out this slide. Archaeological dream fort structure. This temple thing going on. Things to climb on, which is fun. And this is weird. Some guy's big mouth you can run into. Because why not, right? And a traditional playground in the back. And the last thing here to do on the pool deck is you can go and spend money just beyond these really cool dragon type statues. It's like something out of Ancient Aliens. They have an arcade, the Iguana Arcade. All right. You could really spend a lot of time exploring here. Right down to the ground. Check out the theming. We got other Aztec Mayan symbols of animals and creatures on the ground. Oh, check this out. The fountain is operational. Look at the water flowing down the steps. How cool is that? See, that's why you don't want to climb it, because you just get washed away into the pool. Actually runs into the pool, doesn't it? That's amazing. What a cool fountain. That is probably the most epic fountain I've ever seen here at Walt Disney World. I don't think you could top that. We'll find out as we check out more resorts, but that is one of my favorite fountains. Okay, so we are gonna take this awesome mile-long bridge across, not really a mile, but sure does feel like it. Everything walking around Coronado Springs feels like a mile. But it is pretty awesome that they put it here in the middle of all the hotel rooms areas. So you don't have to walk around the lake, because the olden way, you would have to walk all the way around the lake just to get to your room or the dig site over there. So it's kind of nice that they put this bridge. They always had the bridge over there that was adjacent from the front desk area. There was rooms where that giant tower was. Now they took them all down and built the Destino tower, but they still had that bridge, and that was the only way you could cross this giant lake until now, where they put this most epic bridge in the middle of the waterway. And it's a great use of the waterway. I love that fountain over there. Looks beautiful. And a long time ago, way back in the day, which was probably a Wednesday, they used to have boat rentals that you could take on this lake. And obviously with the addition of this bridge, that'll never happen again. But yes, you could rent boats, and they had a marina. So we are at the second of the moderate resorts that actually had a marina here at Coronado Springs. The first was Caribbean Beach, that we've seen anyway. But there's no longer a marina. There's no longer a marina at Caribbean Beach too, so follow suit. Coming up at the end of the bridge, we got some signage to point us the way. Looks like over on to the left, we got the convention center, which is the closest to the front desk area. We got the casitas over here where you can stay if your room is over there. And we got El Centro, which is Spanish for the Centro. Coming up on the floating restaurant in the middle of the lake, we got some fun, weird architecture type art spinning. That is cool. I like my art spinning. Makes it more fun to look at. Actually, it looks really fun to look at. It's almost mesmerizing just staring at it. We got more art coming out of the ground here. It's a floating garden in the middle of the lake. That is really cool. Did not expect to see that. Such greenery. And it's legit just floating in the lake. How cool. The floating garden. What's this place called? This is the restaurant, the Villa. Oh, Villa de Larga. They have a menu here outside. Definitely bring money. Actually, yeah. Well, they don't even put prices. That's how you know you should definitely bring money. But check out the seating arrangement in there. This would be really cool to sit at, maybe at sunset and stuff. Right here on the lake, watch the sunset. Maybe if you can see fireworks, I don't know. We're pretty far from where any of the firework activity is going to happen. So I don't think you'll see fireworks at Coronado Springs, but maybe. But it is a cool outside themed restaurant right there. Now, I don't know if it's my mind messing with me, but I feel like this restaurant used to be called Three Bridges. Hence the fact of it's in the middle of the three bridges of the lake and not the Del Villa Lago, whatever it's called now. But maybe that's me. Maybe it's a Mandela effect. I don't know. In fact, I don't care what this restaurant is called. I'm going to keep calling it Three Bridges. Well, there it is, folks. A look at Disney's Coronado Springs moderate level resort here at Walt Disney World. Overall, not a bad resort to stay at. Very nice. A little bland in most places, but it is neat how this resort can function for two purposes, basically for Walt Disney World resort guests and if you're coming here for a convention. The resort is nice. It offers different food choices, which is cool, but it's just kind of far from anything to do here at Walt Disney World, especially if you're here on vacation. So it's not going to be my first choice, even at the moderate level. But all in all, it can still serve a pretty fun purpose. Just try to make sure you stay in the tower. That's gonna do it for me. Until next time, I'm JohnnyJans, and as always, I'll catch you out there meandering around. Next time, strike up the band because we're hitting Bourbon Street for a Mardi Gras party. Woohoo!